Welcome to the Hillis Public Adjusters podcast. If you've ever had property damage or worried about what would happen if you did, you're in the right place. Because behind every claim, there's a story, and not all of them go the way they should. We're pulling back the curtain on the insurance world, sharing real claim experiences, hard lessons, and the kind of insider knowledge that can make all the difference. I'm your host, Deetra from Hillis Public Adjusters, and we're here today to educate, empower, and maybe even entertain you a little along the way. Let's dive in. Joining me today, I have Laura Hillis, the Vice President of Hillis Public Adjusters, and I'm really excited to have a little chat with you, little
thank
girl
you for
talk.
having me.
So, Laura, obviously your last name is Hillis.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your life growing up and how you got involved in public adjusting?
Yes, absolutely. So my parents started Hillis Public Adjusters over 40 years ago in their basement. It was just the two of them. Many stories of them sitting there on the floor and going through the yellow pages to find the insurance company's phone numbers. Yes, yellow pages.
Wow.
To find the insurance company's phone numbers, to report the claims. My dad would be out all hours of the night going to different new leads and signing up new clients. And then I was born and, they were still working out of the basement, and one of our still adjusters, Don Martin, started working with them and a couple other people. And they were just working out of the house, and then they grew very quickly and had to get an office building. But I grew up with it. I mean, I remember as a young kid, we'd be driving and going to a party, and there would be a fire truck, and we would reroute and follow the fire truck, and we would go and, my dad would go and see if he could help. And, there's many times that he would sign the claim just by following where the fire was. And it was just something that was kind of very second nature. We would be on vacation and he'd be taking work calls. So it was nice to see that it could kind of be handled anywhere while being on vacation, while being home, and just watching the both of them work so hard. And they built this, huge empire that's amazing now. And we have a ton of clients. We have a great group of adjusters and staff. And we have also expanded into different states across the country.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. We just opened an office in North Carolina, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So as a child, you say you went with your dad on adjustments and had that experience. Can you tell us about maybe like an interesting claim that you remember from growing up?
Oh boy. I do vividly remember one that was a fire, and it was just late at night, and we were in the car for a really long time waiting for him. But it was just, it was so like sad to see that these people just had this happen to them, but we were able to be there and comfort them in that time, and see my dad talking to them and handling it with them. And I know there was another one on Christmas. It was around Christmas when I was younger, and a really big fire happened. And, I think my dad and some of the other adjusters had to go out there, even though it was Christmas, but they did it, and it was a very large claim that we handled. But yeah, many memories of that, but it was part of, what we were used to.
So I know you said that the company started in your parents' basement and then they moved to the location on Street Road.
No, so they actually moved a couple different times.
Okay.
Yeah, so it started in the basement, and then they were at like the Neshaminy Interplex, and then they had a couple different buildings until they've landed on the Street Road building, which I think has been like 20 years now that they've been in that building. But what's interesting is now, since COVID, a lot of our employees are remote. So, we don't even really need that big of an office space. It's really cool to see how it's transitioned. I remember when COVID hit, and one of our employees, Tamara, started, and we interviewed her remotely. And I thought, how in the world are we going to do this? And now most of our staff lives in Deetra lives in New Jersey, Tamara lives in North Carolina, and we're all over the place. So it's really cool to see.
So I know a lot of that has happened since I started working with Hillis. I know that you have taken on a lot of the leadership within the company. How has that transition been?
It's been great. I mean, obviously, when I started, I was working with my dad. I learned so much from him, even just kind of sitting in the office with him, listening to him on the phone, going on appointments with him, coming to him with claims that I had questions on. I would just learn so much. And so, now I'm happy that he's been able to take a little bit of a step back, and me and my husband, Jason, run the operations along with Tamara and our other staff that we have at the office. And it's just been a really great experience. I mean, he set it up to make it easy to kind of come in and just keep going with it. And obviously, technology's helped a lot with different things that we've been able to do. But yeah, it's been great.
So with this, taking on this new responsibility and really leading the company, what are some of your goals or vision that you have for Hillis moving forward?
I want to just continue to grow, get bigger and bigger, get more adjusters on board and expand into different states. I think the biggest thing would be also to expand into more commercial and larger losses, because I know we have great adjusters on staff who are equipped to handle those. And that's, they're very large claims. So I think that would be ideal.
Okay. I'm excited about just the growth that I've seen happen within the company since I've been there. I know we switched to a new system
Yep.
in the last couple of years, and I think that's really helped as far as productivity and
Yes.
handling claims in a larger volume. So I definitely see where it will be
It's
successful.
going,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's
I know it's
growing.
because you're in the beginning part, right, with the new
Yes.
leads. I mean, when I started over 10 years ago, we would put a new lead on a piece of paper. We had a new lead sheet. It was like green, and we had to handwrite everything, get it over to the department. Yeah, so it was definitely a lot more that could kind of get lost and to manage. And now it's just simple, and you and your department handle it, get it in the system, turn it over quickly. We have DocuSign to be able to sign contracts. I mean, it is amazing to see how different it is.
So you said you've officially been working with Hillis now for 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Over 10
Yes, since
years.
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
And how did you start? What was your starting position? Were you
Um,
VP when you started?
No, not VP when I started. I don't know if I ever had an official role. I just kind of came in. I think everybody kind of knew that, I was there to help with the oversight of everything and, learn what was going on, where I could help make things different. So I really just kind of jumped in and was involved in everything, working with the new leads, working with the bookkeeper on the finances, and overseeing the administrative assistants. I mean, I feel like I was even an administrative assistant too in the beginning, just kind of handling files with adjusters and learning. And so yeah, it was fun to be able to be involved in all of it because I was able to kind of see where there was room for improvement or where we needed to kind of work on things. So that's kind of, I didn't really have a position at first, just kind of jumped in. Yeah.
So I know you are Bob's eldest daughter.
Yes.
And do you feel like there was an expectation for you to step into the role or to work with the company?
A little bit, but I never felt any pressure, which was really nice. I did go to college for advertising, went off to New York and worked in an advertising firm for a couple years. And it was great. It was like, I'm very happy I got to do that and have that experience. But I realized that I didn't want that lifestyle, and I really enjoyed what my dad had built and what he did. I like that I could help people. I wasn't helping people in the other industry I was doing. So I just decided I wanted to move home and I wanted to see how it was, but never any pressure, which was great. My parents never, either of them, made it seem like I had to do that, but it was always an option if I wanted to.
So I know you have children of your own. Do you
Yes.
hope that someday that one of them will want to do what you're doing and continue the legacy
Yeah,
here?
I think that would be awesome. I would be interested to see which kid, because they're all so young, so I'm not sure who would be interested, but absolutely. I mean, of course, if they wanted to pursue something that they're interested in, that's great. But if they also wanted to join the family business, we would love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess another question, or maybe a potentially closing question. With public adjusting and doing this, I know you mentioned that you enjoy it because you're able to help people.
Hmm.
And continuing on that thought, I know we touched on it a little bit, but the legacy that you're building here and what you're going to leave behind, what do you hope your clients or the people that come to Hillis their experience with us will be, and what they'll have to say about working with Laura Hillis? Because everybody calls and they're like, I know Bob. I'm a close personal friend of Bob. Bob referred me. So now it's going to be you. It's going to be, I talked to Laura or Laura. So
Right. Yeah, that is interesting. I think that I can never replace Bob. He is, we call him a unicorn. He's just everywhere he goes, he meets somebody and is able to talk to them about what he does and end up getting a claim out of it. I don't have the same magic, I'd say, that he does. But it is really cool to see now, like, I have friends that are calling in and they have claims at their home and then they're referring people. But I just want to make sure that we continue. Bob's always said we want a client for life. And we want people to keep coming back, keep referring us, tell their friends. And I just want to continue on with that because I think it's so important that we focus on our clients and our customer. We're not about the money. We are in it to make sure that the client's happy, gets what they want. We've even waived fees just because we want to make sure that the homeowner is made whole and walks away satisfied with our service. So yeah, I'm excited to continue that on. And I just want to make sure we continue to be the best public adjuster out there.
Well, I think you're doing a great job. And
Thank
I
you.
know you mentioned Bob has a specific magic. I think your magic that you bring to the table is your tenaciousness.
Oh, thank you.
You sink in and you want to make sure that you don't give up. And I think that's so important. And it's part of why you're successful at what you're doing right now.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate talking with you today,
Yeah,
getting to have a
great.
little chat, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again.
Absolutely.
But that's all I have for today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
you
you
for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to the Hillis Public Adjusters podcast. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, share it with someone who might need it, and stay connected with us for more insights and real stories from the field. And remember, when it comes to your claim, knowledge is power, but having the right advocate makes all the difference. We'll see you next time.